Welcome back, Brunswick, and thank you for staying tuned with Buzz on Business here, brought to you by the Northern Medina County Chamber Alliance. With me now, I have Miss Amanda Walden, from the president of Chemical Methods, which is right here in Brunswick as of 2 years ago. I understand, moved down here. We pulled him down here from Strongsville, just had a lot more opportunity. I'm kidding, nothing against Strongsville, but we're really glad to have him. New to the chamber. Amanda, welcome to the show and welcome to Brunswick.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for taking this time today. So tell me, Chemical Methods, assume we no idea what that represents.
Okay.
What do you guys do?
So our elevator pitch is that we are a continuous improvement company who happens to sell chemistry. We have been around since 1971, and we're founded as just a chemical company, just like all of the other brands that you're aware of. And probably 15 to 20 years ago, identified a gap in that space for continuous improvement. So you walk into a plant, there's continuous improvement everywhere, except for paint pretreatment. Mm-hmm. And so we brought in probes and monitoring and control equipment to automatically feed in chemical and maintain everything at the KPIs while also pulling data from that. And then we take the data 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We put it into a weekly report so our customers get fed back that information. They can see trending along with personal notes. And then we also take that data and put it into bigger chunks, so 6 months or a year, and sit down with our clients to identify cost savings opportunities, continuous improvements, quality improvements, generally helping them with things that they wouldn't be able to do on their own.
So talk me through some of that. What would be a type of plant you guys would go into?
So like a customer you guys would have heard of is a Matco toolbox.
Okay.
Pretty much everybody knows of them. But what most people see is just that beautiful automotive-like a finish on their nice toolbox. Uh-huh. And where we come in is before that finish. So they are painting a product, but if you want your paint to have a nice finish and to remain on the part for a long time, you need to prepare the surface. So that's where chemical
preparing surface for things that are then going to happen. Is it always something that's going to be painted?
For the most part.
Okay.
We also work with like steel mills and
that's what I thought.
Copper producers. So in those cases, it's not paint, but there's still surface coating on that.
Yeah.
Steel mills, typically there's like it might be galvanizing, mm-hmm. Or some other type of coating. It could be paint also that's going onto a coil. And then we work with some plastics manufacturers who are painting. Again, they need to prep the surface. And then brass mills is usually just a kind of intermediate cleaning step before those parts are going to another process.
So would you essentially say anything that's manufacturing and has parts, there's an opportunity there to go in and do preventative chemical maintenance?
Yes, anything that needs to be cleaned.
Okay.
I guess. So we have customers in the area who are making like bolts. So those type of companies, they don't need to paint them, but maybe they need to be RP before they go to the end customer. And you don't want to put RP on a dirty part, so they would clean them and then make sure they're not going to rust and transport.
High-tech stuff. You got some thinkers over there at Chemical Methods, so I understand. A lot of these products were made over time. So with you guys and the founders and your team, you have a chemist on site.
We do.
So you constantly, are there new challenges or new opportunities you guys are growing into? Yes,
there's always changes in our industry, so we want to stay, up with new technologies. And so we're always working on right now, kind of the next step from surface coatings is we've gone from phosphate to zirconium, and then we're working on what's the next. Is it another type of zirconium? Is it something else? And when I say zirconium, that's a conversion coater, so that's something that, again, prepares the surface, so you would clean, and then you do a chemical.
I was talking about that at the kitchen table last night, actually.
I'm sure.
Cork paint, does that ring a bell for anything? Have you ever heard anything? It's CARC, and all of our vehicles in the military, there was a chemical that, unless that chemical, the cork, had been sprayed into that paint, we couldn't use it for a while. So
interesting.
Yeah,
I don't know if maybe some kind of hardener if it's going into the paint.
Probably on the up armored steel, because it was up armored vehicles that all had to have this cork paint.
Interesting.
But I was just thinking when I was looking at you guys' website, because there's all kinds of different solutions it looks like you have out there depending on the problem that you're solving. How you said you've been around since 1971?
We have, yes.
Wow, so you guys have seen a few things or have done a
Yes.
few things. How long have you been there, Amanda?
About 13 years.
Wow,
Yes.
13. So is this you're pretty?
I'm a lifer.
You're a lifer.
Yes.
Everything you guys are doing, you've kind of been on the front end of it, or seeing where it's going right now, right?
Yeah, and our staff generally has been with us for over a decade too. Everybody,
kidding.
so a couple, 2 decades in.
So there's some stickiness there.
Yes,
You guys got
we're
a good
doing
thing
something
going.
right. But we're also very much a partnership.
Okay.
So we're going in. You know, we always say we're the only chemical company who wants to sell you less chemistry. And as counterintuitive as that sounds, they're not leaving,
Yeah.
right? We have longevity in our relationships, and we really get to know those customers, and then we're there so frequently we can identify things that maybe need some help, and bring issues to our clients to help their bottom line.
Nice, very good. So a partner in the manufacturing space for sure. Any plant out there that you could use some preventative measures to cut down on savings for sure, and then sustain your long-term capabilities, it sounds like. So we've got some good folks here in Brunswick. If you just look around the corner, I'm so glad we were able to bring them down here from Strongsville. We're a growing community. Can't wait to introduce you guys to our education partners here in town, because with you being on that side of the science table, STEM is doing nothing but growing around here. So stay tuned, Brunswick.